primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and here's my Twilight of the Republic pre-release guide for Padme Amidala. Now, if this is one of your first time watching one of my guides, I always want to start off by saying the goal here is to look at the leader and their abilities, and then look at a lot of commons and uncommon cards that you can use in your upcoming pre-release event or sealed event with this leader. Now, there's always going to be some rares and legendaries that fit well with your leader, but because you're only getting 6 booster packs in your pre-release kit, or sealed event, you really want to make sure you're laying a great foundation for your leader with your commons and uncommons. So we're going to take a look at this leader and what she does and some of the cards that I think pair well with her. There's going to be a lot of other cards that I'm not going to discuss, but it doesn't mean they're not great. These are just the ones I really want to highlight that people don't miss when they are doing deck building starting as early as November 1st with the pre-release of Twilight of the Republic. So let's take a look at Padme and what she does as a leader and a leader unit. As a leader, Padme has the ability of coordinate, one of the new keywords in this set. This keyword says you have to have control 3 or more units on the board in order to trigger whatever the ability is giving you. You'll see coordinate with a plethora of abilities within the set, whether it's giving something ambush, strengthening someone's attack, or giving you something like an action you can resolve, like Padme here. As long as you control 3 units, you can use the coordinate ability with Padme. So it is conditional. You are going to use an action and 1 resource, and you will exhaust her, meaning you can only use this once per phase when she's in the leader position. So if you use her coordinate ability, you can search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. Republic is going to be one of the new traits that you'll see on a lot of units, like Jedi or clones, and you may see it on a few different events and upgrades. This allows you to go through your deck a little bit faster and put a card in your hand, but you're still going to have to make sure you're meeting these conditions. Now, as an epic action, you can deploy Padme when you control 5 or more resources, which means you can do this as early as turn 4. When she's deployed, she is a 2/7 unit with Restore 1, so every time she attacks, she can heal your base for 1, and she has the Coordinate ability that says on attack, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. So similar to her leader ability, except you're not spending 1, it's just a different cost which happens to be attacking. This means Padme is not going to survive very long if you were attacking into Sentinel units, but she does have 7 health, and you want to take advantage of this card advantage within the game. So starting off, I will say there's going to be a lot of cards you're going to want to put in your deck that are just going to build token generations, whether they're clones or battle droids. You want either or to be generating in your deck so you can always get the coordinate bonuses. If you can keep your battlefield, or sorry, your arenas filled with at least 2 units, then you should be able to play 1 every turn, triggering your coordinate ability. Let's take a look at some cards within the leadership aspect of Padme that I think work well with her. The first one is going to be Pelta Supply Frigate. The Pelta Supply Frigate is a 5-cost green hero unit here, green-white. It is a spaceship, and it is a 3/6, so I like the stats here. And it has coordinate. When played, create a trooper token. So as long as you have 2 units in play, when you play the Supply Frigate, it sees itself as the 3rd, and then you can create a clone trooper token, which is what you want to make sure you're keeping consistently happening with your deck. Next, we have Shock T. At 1 cost lower than the Supply Frigate, she is a 3/4 unit that says every friendly token gets +1/+0, doesn't matter if it's clone or droid, and then on attack you create clone trooper tokens. Again, you want to make sure you're triggering coordinate every turn so you can draw cards using Padme's ability or other coordinate abilities. And last is Advanced Recon Commando. This card is just a great 3-drop. It's a 3-cost, 4/3 with Overwhelm. If you are going this more wide strategy with tokens, the Overwhelm is going to make a big difference here. And there's a lot of cards I'd recommend, and we'll see in the next slide here with the command aspect. The first one's going to be if you end up playing double green, Manufactured Soldiers. Now, paying 3 for 2 trooper tokens or through battle droid tokens isn't bad if they can trigger your coordinate abilities pretty consistently. Next is the 501st Liberator, a 3-cost 3/3 that says as long as you control one other Republic unit, you may heal 3 damage from a base. So as long as you have at least one, you're going to heal your base, and I think that's a solid choice of putting this card in. It's a low cost unit, so you don't feel too bad dropping it early, and stats are pretty decent that you don't feel bad dropping it late. And next is Clone Commander Cody. If you are, again, building a lot of tokens, Clone Commander Cody gives them all overwhelm with the coordinate ability. Gives them also +1/+1. So you strengthen your board, you have a larger threat of units attacking, and Cody is going to be a target for your opponent, but that's all right. Let them spend the time taking out Cody while you can keep cards like Padme and other strong units in play. Now, in the vigilance aspect, I want to take a look at Outspoken Representative. You really do want to try to keep some units in play for a long time, and vigilance gives us a few Sentinel options. Outspoken Representative says as long as you have another Republic unit, it has Sentinel, and when they die, it gives you a Clone Trooper token. So you'll be able to keep one unit in play consistently when the representative is in play. And I like stuff like that, right? You don't want to lose your coordinate bonus. Outspoken Representative ensures if it dies, you still have one more. Next, 41st Elite Corps has coordinate. It's a 3-drop that becomes a 3/6. That kind of health can be really important. It allows you to swing into other units that may be a threat to you, keeping your other smaller units on board that your opponent may want to pick off. Again, the strategy here is try to make sure you are keeping 3 units in play, but preventing your opponent from trying to remove those bonuses. Next is the Infantry of the 212th. It is just a coordinate trooper for 3. It's a 2/4 with Sentinel, and Sentinel is definitely going to be your friend here to protect your certain amount of units from being overwhelmed, or just making sure your opponents aren't going for anything else that has a stronger coordinate ability. In the red aggression aspect, we see Batch Brothers here. It's a 3-cost unit that gives you a Clone Trooper token when you play him, and those kind of things are good. You play this card on turn 2, and then on turn 3, the next unit you play triggers a coordinate bonus. Right? Seems good. Senatorial Corvette is a 5-cost space unit with Saboteur that just says each opponent discards a card from their hand when it's defeated. Now, this card is going to make a big difference in the space arena just because it is a 5-cost. It does enough variety when it is gives you enough variety, within your deck because it is Republic, and it's just another threat for your opponent. If you are drawing Republic cards, you do want to have a couple of mid-range or even late-game bombs, but this one is a nice common sitting in your space field, and it gets past all Sentinel units in space, as well as when it dies, your opponent's going to lose a card. So there's little incentive for your opponent to take out this unit, because there's something that's going to punish them for it, but they also can't sit there and take 5 all day. So, and last is Bold Recon Commando. Again, you really want to get some Republic units in play that are going to advance your game quicker and get you closer to that win, and Saboteur units can help you do that. In Cunning, Hidden Sharpshooter is just a fun Republic clone trooper with ambush. It may die when it comes out, but it will take out another unit, or it'll at least keep your opponent off of exploit abilities by taking out their trooper tokens. It's a 4/3, so the stat line's pretty decent. Now, Plo Koon is a different type of ambusher that I really enjoy because it has coordinate and gives itself raid 3. So if you do have 2 units in play when you play Plo Koon, you'll trigger coordinate ability and you will now ambush as a 6/6 for 5. That's great value. That 6 damage is great against your opponent's leaders. So Plo Koon's definitely one you want to save for the leader deployment. If you have a couple in your deck because it's an uncommon, even better. Next is Clone Dive Trooper. Now this trooper is a simple 1-cost, and you do want to have a few low-cost units if you're not generating enough tokens. And Clone Dive Trooper doesn't hurt you too bad. They're a 2/1, so it's one of the weakest troopers we have in as a card because it can die as easily as a battle droid trooper. But when it's attacking and you have the coordinate online, the defender gets -2, -0. So you can essentially swing into some units and not take any damage back, which is really good. In the hero aspect, we just kept this simple with clones, clones, clones. These clones are low cost. They really can help build some stuff out. Now, these are all Republic traits where the card that can deploy 2 clones for 4 is not a Republic event. And you really want to make sure you have a good amount of Republic cards with Padme, or you're not using her draw ability properly. These cards are all common, so you'll probably run into one, if not two, of one of these. And so you want to make sure you're filling your deck, and they're good stats. They're also low cost. Padme's ability does cost you something, so playing a little bit under curve sometimes is going to be helpful. So a 2 cost clone trooper, that's a 3/2, a 3 cost 3/2 with ambush, and another 3 cost that's a 2/5 with saboteur. All great cards. Let's move on to the final aspect, which is the non-aspect colors. Headhunter Squadron is again a low cost Republic unit that you could draw or put into play to trigger coordinate. Volunteer Soldier, you're going to be playing nothing but troopers in this sealed format, whether droid or clone. So you should be able to pay 2 for this to get into play, and it's a 3/3 with that raid bonus. And last is private manufacturing. Draw 2 cards. If you control no token units, put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. You'll more than likely control a token, but paying 2 to draw 2 seems really great in a lot of games. We're still trying to figure out if draw mechanics in Star Wars work the same as they do in other ones, but this is a good example of a solid draw card because you're paying 1 resource for each card, and you have a chance of, yes, losing 2 cards from your hand and filtering them out, but you may also keep them. And in this format, I just don't see you not keeping the cards. So I think private manufacturing is going to be a solid choice. But let me know what's going to work for you. If you end up drawing Padme at your local sealed event or pre-release, what color did you pair with her? What legendaries or rares did you find worked best when you got her on the battlefield? Are you excited about her? Was she your only choice? Let me know in the comments down below. I wish you luck at your future event. Hopefully you're able to attend quite a few as Twilight of the Republic releases November 1st with pre-release events, and then the official release of product is going to happen November 8th. Good luck to everyone out there. Enjoy your time at your events, have fun, and may the force be with you.